across the Illawarra, South Coast and Southern Highlands. This is Win News.
Tonight, green and gold sweeps the Illawarra as Caitlin Ford and the Matildas make history. Our mini Matildas get behind the former Illawarra Stingray girls as they go into battle. And the regional housing market still struggling. Good evening, welcome to Win News. I'm Melissa Russell. Also tonight, the changing face of some of the Shoalhaven's iconic landmarks. Football fans are set for another nerve-wracking night as the countdown continues to the Matildas' do-or-die World Cup clash. The team's success, led by Illawarra's Caitlin Ford, inspiring a new generation of Matildas fans.
Decked out in green and gold, cheering on our Aussie women. Students from Smiths Hill High School sparing no expense in support of their sporting stars.
I'm cheering on Sam Kerr for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think most people are cheering on Sam Kerr today.
Ellie Carpenter.
I love Ellie Carpenter as well. Also Caitlin Ford. Yeah. Love her.
Rasso, she's the best.
So, and Ford, obviously.
Yeah.
And Mackenzie Arnold's just such a great goalkeeper as well. His saves in the penalty shootout was amazing.
It's not just today, it's been happening while the whole World Cup's been on. It's just great to see the vibe, the excitement of it, and we're certainly all backing the Matildas for tonight.
Whilst over at Illawarra Sports High School, former student Caitlin Ford is a clear fan favourite.
It's crazy to think that, she walked in these same hallways and she came to this school as well. At our age, she was already playing in a World Cup as well.
It's really inspiring to know that she started and, grew up with the same pathways and opportunities that we get now, to know that she can do it, and she did it alongside of school and still finish school, to the best of her abilities and can play at such a high level.
Taryn Potter was Caitlin's year advisor, and she hasn't missed a moment since her former student jetted off for her first World Cup in year 11.
Only 16. I remember even getting work ready for her to take over. Not that I think that was a priority for her at the time, understandably, but super proud then, but just as proud today, watching her in her 4th World Cup in Australia, record crowds, playing amazingly, fulfilling her dreams.
Every student that walks through the door in Year 7 has aspirations of becoming an elite sports person, and to be honest, there are very few who make it, and so it's always exciting when someone does.
And for the juniors, well, there's no missing their support from Pleasant Heights Public School. For young Tilly fan Indiana Priest, she'll get to experience the action in person.
Probably ever since just before the Olympics, when I heard that the Olympics were going to start, and I watched nearly every soccer game that there was in the Olympics, especially the Matildas ones.
And as for the result,
I do hope that they win, and I think it might be maybe 3-2 or 3-1 if we get lucky to our way. 3, 2, 1, go!
Sky Hull, Win News.
Football fanatics everywhere are gearing up to watch our Matildas in action tonight on the world's biggest stage. Our reporter Madison Mifsud is at the frat ahead of the big game. And Madison, what's the atmosphere like out there?
Mel, we're just over 2 hours out for the Matildas World Cup semi-final clash against England, and the city is buzzing. Here at the home of football in Wollongong, there's green and gold banners, balloons, streamers up everywhere, and people are slowly trickling through the doors, dressed up and ready to watch the Aussie side. Business owners are expecting thousands of patrons to hit the pubs, clubs and restaurants across the region and watch the historic game. But it's not too late to catch all the action on some of the big screens across the region. We've got the Shellharbour Marina as well as Kiama's Hyde Marsh Park, who are both streaming the game, as well as dozens of major centres too. And Mel, the big game kicks off at 8. Go the Matildas.
Thanks so much, Madison. Let's hope they can do it. A 39-year-old man has been refused bail over his alleged involvement in a suspicious house fire at Albion Park in June. Kyle Powell was arrested in Unanderra yesterday and charged with damaged property by fire and explosives. The Heritage House on Terry Street was gutted by the blaze shortly after 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 24. Powell had his bail revoked today and will front Wollongong Local Court again next month. Multiple drivers have walked away uninjured following this morning's 6-vehicle crash on the M1 at Mount Pleasant. Emergency services were called to Mount Ousley Road around 8 a.m, but thankfully no one required treatment. Motorists faced some delays on the Princess Motorway while the site was cleared. The Nowra Riverfront Precinct has taken a step forward with plans to turn the area into a business hub presented to residents. If development goes ahead, it could turn a slump in the Nowra CBD on its head.
From wreck to asset, plans to turn the Nowra Riverfront into a thriving precinct could see the city rival even its most popular neighbours. For local business owners, it's an opportunity for the sometimes overlooked area to become a hub for the Shoalhaven.
I'm also a small business owner, so we've got to keep the money local because all the money generally goes to the tourist towns like, say, Berry or the beach towns, and I think Nowra's got a lot to offer.
Engaging with community came to a head on Tuesday night when plans were presented by Danish urban consultancy Archilab, showing residents how the precinct could look.
I know that there is a project that's been in the shape for many years, and a lot of people have been frustrating about what's been happening and what's been going on. So we were brought in, of course, to put a new set of eyes on it.
Working in Europe, mainly on climate adaptation, the CEO says there's a clear connection with those projects and the Nowra Riverfront.
Instead of trying to fight the flooding, let's embrace it, and when it floods, then it becomes something that we actually celebrate.
Business representatives say the Nowra CBD lacks amenities, which is causing professionals to leave the area. So developments boosting hospitality and providing places for people to meet and connect are welcome.
It's a great opportunity to enhance livability in the Shoalhaven and also support us in our core mission to attract, develop and retain professionals locally.
The plans are meant to clear up confusion on the regulations of the site, and the Mayor hopes it will keep potential developers from walking away.
I'd like to see that as the inspiration point for the private sector to go, that's how it's going to look, that's how it's going to work, and then for them to get on board.
Eva Baxter, Win News.
The Shoalhaven Mayor has responded to fury from residents about the closure of a critical thoroughfare, Burrier Road in West Nowra, for 12 hours a day for a year. Amanda Finlay.